Welcome to the Diary of Roxy Collins podcast. This serialised fictional podcast records the dating highs and lows of Roxy Collins, a 30-something single mother who is looking for love third time around. Roxy lives in a run-down rented house. She has two useless ex-partners and some wobbly bits on her thighs that no diet can eliminate. Can Roxy find someone to look after her and take on her three spirited children? The Diary of Roxy Collins is written and performed by Lucy Mitchell, author of the blog blondewritemore.com. The music is written and performed by David Mitchell. Here is today's diary entry.
Sunday, 9:33 a.m. I have a date this afternoon. I'm trying to control my excitement. In the laws of dating, once you get excited, it tends to go horribly wrong. In my experience, your date messages to say that they don't want anything complicated or informs you that they're about to leave the country forever. 10:02. I'm still thinking about my date this afternoon whilst loading my washing machine. I must not get carried away. It is just a first date. As I load my clothes, I'm reviewing my love life so far. At 20, first real boyfriend John informs me that he's gay whilst I'm pregnant with our daughter Matilda. Continue to live in rented flat with John as neither of us can afford to go anywhere else. Give birth to Matilda and he brings boyfriend to the christening. Meet Rob and have two boys, Harry and Toby. Spend many years pretending I have an idyllic family life with mounting credit card debts and a partner who is always in the pub. Rob runs off with the blonde barmaid from the pub, and I snog Marcus as senior manager over a photocopier in a moment of madness. Have a succession of disastrous dates with a variety of losers and loners, and then 2 months ago make painful decision to withdraw myself from the dating world. I didn't pull out of the market altogether, I still kept an eye on my dating app, and then last week, whilst I was in the frozen food section of my local supermarket, this date winked at me. I squealed with delight just by the frozen sausages. I tell you, there is nothing better than getting a wink from an attractive man on a dating app. It puts a spring in your step and a twinkle in your eye. I didn't want to come across as desperate, so I quickly typed up an email where I suggested that we go on a date ASAP. I gave a time, a day, a location, and he replied with a simple "OK, thanks." To sum up love life so far, I don't think Lady Luck has been on my side when it comes to dating. 10:34. I'm waiting for my washing cycle to finish and at the same time writing out my first date preparation list. Here goes. 1. Review choice of first date outfits. 2. Take a bath. 3. Wash hair. 4. Shave legs. 5. Change mind about outfit, select new outfit, change mind again, repeat 10 times. 6. Apply makeup. 7. Do some major gargling with a heavy-duty mouthwash. 8. Practice kissing on the back of my hand. I don't normally kiss on a first date, but I might change my dating policy if this one turns out to be normal. 9. Have a small mental breakdown about starting dating again in my 30s. 10. Imagine what our wedding will be like. 11. Ring Brian, my landlord, a number of times to remind him about giving me a lift. 12. Text both ex-partners for the 5th time this morning and 10th time this week to remind them that they have agreed to take out their respective children for the afternoon. 11:37. Shaz and I are stood by my living room window. We are busy watching my first ex-partner, John, get out of his car. Shaz and I have been friends ever since we were babies. Our mothers became friends at a new mum's afternoon tea and cake session run by the local church. Our mothers soon gave up the church event after a couple of weeks. They swapped church, tea served in china cups and sensible conversations, for the back garden, gin and tonics in mugs, and moaning about our dads. Shaz has her head pressed against a glass and is staring at John. I know I've said this before, but he is stunning, she exclaims. The sight of John makes me turn my head towards the stairs and scream, "Matilda, your dad's here!" "Oh, Roxy, he keeps himself in such good shape, doesn't he?" says Shaz, gazing longingly at John as he walks towards the house. I glanced at John. He was my childhood sweetheart, the person who I thought would give me the fairy tale wedding and love me forever. That was until I fell pregnant with Matilda, and he confessed soon after that he didn't love me anymore as he had feelings for a male butcher called Paul from Southampton. I look at his chiselled, heroic face, well-defined arms, muscular chest, and sigh at what could have been mine. Obviously, if he hadn't have gone on that clubbing holiday, met Paul, and reassessed his entire life outside a Spanish nightclub, he would still be mine. Remind myself that I spent the best part of my teenage years happily ignoring the signs that he wasn't happy with who he was. Shaz turns to me with a serious expression on her face. Have you ever thought about trying to turn him back? She whispers. No, I reply, wishing Matilda would hurry up and come downstairs to greet her father, and Shaz would stop asking ridiculous questions. Shaz exhales loudly. Do you mind if I try and turn him? Yes, I do. Leave him alone. Anyway, you're pregnant and shouldn't be lusting after men, I exclaim, reaching for my phone. I'm just going to fire off a quick text to Matilda, telling her that her dad's here. My teenage daughter ignores my voice, but she responds well to a text. I can hear her charging down the stairs. Shaz and I are giving each other looks of concern. Matilda's outfit is inappropriate for just about all social occasions. It consists of a skirt, which looks more like a belt, and a revealing vest top. I know full well that John will not say anything to her because he's weak, so it's up to me. You are not going out dressed like that, I exclaim, as Matilda stands in front of us with her denim jacket flung over her shoulder and chewing gum. I watch as my daughter rolls her thick mascara-clad eyes at me, flicks her long brown hair and walks towards the door. Shaz leans into me. I love the way she listens to you, she whispers. Hi, Dad, squeals Matilda, after opening the door to her father. Hello, Princess, says John. Hi, John, I say, as his tan face appears in the hall. Shaz starts to fidget. Hi there, John, she purrs, whilst giving him a little wave. He gives her an uncomfortable nod and smiles at me. Mam has a date at the local garden centre with some weirdo, announces Matilda to her father. In Matilda's eyes, any man who is not a skateboarder, a lead singer of a band, a YouTuber or a model is classed as a weirdo. John raises his eyebrows and ushers Matilda outside. 11:42. Shaz and I are watching John's car glide out of the street. I think I'm getting one of my pregnancy cravings again for a Snickers bar, says Shaz, rubbing her tummy and looking towards my kitchen. Won't that be your 5th bar today, I ask, noticing a pile of empty wrappers on my windowsill. I can't help it if the baby already likes nuts and chocolate, Shaz says, turning back to the window. Oh, Roxy, look, here comes Rob the Fishman, she exclaims as a bright red van with your local tropical fishman plastered all over it comes into the street. Rob is my other ex-partner and father to my 2 boys, Harry and Toby. Shaz always refers to him as Rob the Fishman. OMG, he's bought the barmaid girlfriend, exclaims Shaz. We both watch the van pull up, Rob leap out and help down a tiny blonde woman clad in a tight leopard skin mini dress. Once on the ground, she teeters dangerously on her huge leopard skin heels and he reaches over to steady her. I thought you said they were going to the park to play football with the boys, asked Shaz, staring at the blonde's dress and then at the gigantic stilettos. I smile. They are going to the park, but Rob says she struggles to wear casual stuff when she's with him. I watch as Rob guides her up the path. She does like a leopard prince, doesn't she, says Shaz. She likes to make an effort for him, I say, remembering Rob sitting me down and telling me the reasons why he was leaving us for a blonde barmaid. One of the reasons being was I didn't make much of an effort with the way I dressed. Rob failed to realise that looking after 3 young children day and night by myself whilst he was in his tropical fish shop or down the pub made me think bad thoughts about him, and this resulted in me not caring about what I wore. Do the kids still like her, asked Shaz. Toby reckons she laughs like a monkey from one of his animal programmes, and Harry claims her perfume makes his eyes sting, I say, picking up Shaz's empty wrappers from my windowsill. 11:52. Shaz and I are watching Rob load the boys and the blonde barmaid into his tropical fish van. I take it she still likes tropical fish, asked Shaz. I smile. According to him, she likes anything small and colourful. What did you ever see in Rob the Fishman? Exclaimed Shaz, watching Rob's van pull out of the street. He had his own business and he had his van, I say, leaving the window to go sit on my sofa. I can't believe he dumped you for that barmaid, said Shaz. Anyway, enough of him. Get your dating app out and show me this date of yours. I grab my phone and flick onto the dating app. This is Derek, I say, pointing my phone at Shaz. He has his own gardening business and a van. Vans are a big tick box for me in a relationship. I'm drawn to practical men with large vans, big toolboxes and overalls. I also like a man who owns a vehicle big enough to cart me and my 3 kids about in. Shaz exhales loudly. He's very pleasing on the eye, isn't he? If it doesn't work out, you can definitely send him my way. The postman wants nothing to do with me or the baby. I reach across and give Shaz his arm a squeeze. He is one hot gardener, Roxy. Those sea blue eyes are something else, drawls Shaz, stroking Derek's photo with a manicured fingernail. Hands off, I say, snatching my phone away from her. OK, calm down. Right, tell me, what does he know about you? Asks Shaz. I smile. I'm single. OK, he knows you have 3 kids? Asks Shaz. I shake my head before saying, nope, why spoil the first date with that sort of low-level detail? Shaz laughs. Oh, I get it. You're planning to win him over first and then slip into the conversation one day over a romantic meal that you have 3 kids and 2 ex-partners? I shake my head. Don't you think that's a good strategy? Your boys are lovely, Roxy, but you might want to forewarn him about Matilda, Shaz says, holding up a hand to inspect her nails. She's a good kid. She's just got some hormonal issues, I say, checking my phone and catching sight of the text I got from Matilda last night. She disobeyed me and gone for a ride in her new boyfriend's car. The text said, I don't take orders from anyone. Shaz smiles. So then, have you told him anything else? I look away and avoid her gaze. Roxy, she says, I feel as though you're keeping something from me. What's going on? I told him I was into gardening. What? Gardening? Questions Shaz. She stares at me in horror. Roxy, you struggled growing watercress for Toby's school project. 11:58. Continue with my wedding daydream.